So this is Trumpet with SnappostvLog, and today's sort of word is living, and gaming comes under hobbies, which comes under living. So I'm going to talk to you about mostly about Star Wars, my impressions of Star Wars: The Old Republic, which was released right before Christmas. I think you could start playing early release on December 15th. It's sort of my review as far as it goes of this game is. I am an MMO, or have always considered myself an avid MMO player. I played World of Warcraft for 6 years, almost exclusively. It's only in the past year or so that I have really gone back to single player games. I didn't really touch any single player games while I was actively playing World of Warcraft. And since becoming tired of World of Warcraft, still loving it, but tired of it, constantly been on the search for a new MMO, which is a massively multiplayer online game, which means you play not just on your own computer, but on this big server in the universe where lots of other real people are running around playing too. So when you wave to another character, it's someone sitting at their computer somewhere else in the world. Or over here at the other computer in the kitchen. But when Star Wars, I've tried Rift. I've tried every fantasy and MMO that came out. Rift, Final Fantasy 14, Ion. Yeah. So when I first heard about Star Wars coming out, I had not yet played Mass Effect 2. Which is another BioWare game, but it's a single player game. And I just was not that really excited about it. I thought, what are they gonna have this story be? What sort of classes are you gonna get to have? And that's something I hope to bring up here in just a moment. But then I played Mass Effect, Dragon Age, another BioWare game, amazing game. Mass Effect 2, which if you watched my 5 for 5 with my son, is my favorite game ever. And I was so in love with the BioWare system of dealing with your character, the way that you get to watch yourself speak. You choose speech options, you choose whether you're a goodie or a baddie, and you get options for your speech to answer, and that sort of changes how the game is done. And as soon as I heard that Star Wars was going to be incorporating those typical BioWare good person, bad person conversation choices that would affect your character, I immediately became more intrigued. And face it, I bought the hype and totally wanted to play Star Wars. When I first started playing the game, which wasn't until little bit into the new year, I really liked it. It took me a little while to settle on what class I wanted to play. So the class is, what your role is in a game. If you're a Jedi Knight, or if you're a Jedi Consular, or in a classic fantasy sort of world, it would be whether you're a mage or a warlock or a warrior. So in Star Wars: The Old Republic, if you play the goodies, the Republic, Princess Leia side, you can play a smuggler, think Han Solo. You can play a Jedi Knight, think Luke. A Jedi Consular, think Yoda, or a trooper. So that's basically a soldier running around with guns. And if you play the Empire side, you can play a Sith warrior, think Darth Maul, I guess, although he has a two-sided lightsaber. A Sith sorcerer, Sith sorcerer. I should have done like written this down. But you can basically be like a spellcaster sort of type person, or more like a roguey, sneaky sort of with a two-sided lightsaber. And you can play a bounty hunter, which is you know, I think Boba Fett. And you can play an Imperial agent, which, you know, is like a spy, sort of. Okay, so it took me a while to settle on what class I really was liking to play. I played a bounty hunter, a Jedi Knight, and a Sith sorcerer, and a Sith warrior, and a smuggler, all to level 10 at least. And I finally settled on the Sith warrior because I couldn't stand the Republic side being, if you wanted to play, you know, a good Republic side person, your answers were just like so over the top good. I just couldn't handle it. So I decided I liked playing just a totally evil, and I did. I played totally evil Sith warrior. I mean, I would torture my companions or whatever. So the highest level I've gotten with my Sith warrior is a level 26. So I've got my speeder, which is a, you know, you get a little bike to ride around on so you travel quicker. Okay, so the first 10 levels with each of these was really fun, and I really enjoyed the storyline for your class. So each class has a different storyline that they're pursuing, and their quests are different from, so if you play a Jedi Knight, your quests are different. Not all, by any means. Some of your quests are different, you know, missions that you get sent on are different from what the Sith, you know, or the Jedi, or the bounty hunters, or the troopers are. They all have different stories. And I really enjoyed that, and I really was loving, like really loving the you know, this BioWare sort of system of choosing your responses, and the way it was made into a real sort of role-playing experience. Other things I really loved were that the crafting system with caveats, because I really liked the things you can make, and the fact that you sent your companion out for doing the crafting. It was really kind of a neat system, the way you could get higher quality recipes from sort of reverse engineering the gear you make, and you get materials back, and then you could have a higher level recipe from it, or there's a chance of getting a higher level recipe for it. And that was something that I really enjoyed. I really liked getting those things. However, if you get really into the crafting and you actually want to make something, like say for my Jedi warrior, no, my Sith warrior, I chose to be an artificer because that's the profession that makes lightsaber hilts. For a certain type of like level of item that's an orange item, it has an empty socket basically for lightsaber hilts and mods and color crystals, and you upgrade those as you go along. And an artificer makes the enhancements to it, the enhancement slot and the hilt slot. And I figured since I was going to be a dual wielding Sith warrior, because I was wanting to be a DPS one with two wicked white lightsabers going wah 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 wah. And I have to say that, just a slight digression, that the gameplay looks amazing for the Sith warrior. I'm going to get back to that. So the crafting system was amazing that way, in that I could make, you know, hilts for both my lightsabers and level them up as I went a higher level. But me being me, I really enjoy having the best crafted item for my current level. So I was constantly trying to craft to stay ahead, to have available for me the next level of lightsaber hilt. And it costs money to send your companions out to get the materials that you need for crafting. So I am constantly broke. I hear everyone say that, oh, you've picked the wrong profession, you should be doing slicing or whatever. But frankly, I don't like just making money. I like making, I've always enjoyed in an MMO, in World of Warcraft, making my own gear, and I like having the best possible gear for the level that I am. So I found it rude that I would be so broke, because you would think that you would be able to sell your items in the Galactic Trade Network, which is the equivalent of an auction house in World of Warcraft, or Rift. And so you would put your items up for sale for other players. Well, there are some issues with this. So that brings me to the Galactic Trade Network. The Galactic Trade Network sucks. It sucks, 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 sucks. The interface is horrendous. It's terribly, terribly difficult to search for anything particular. It's terribly difficult to find out what you should be selling your goods for. And once you do figure those things out, the market is teeny, teeny, tiny. My server is a very, very quiet server, because when I finally had a chance to start playing, I didn't want to join a server that had 8-hour wait times, so I started on a server that didn't have 8-hour wait times to get onto. So my server now is a very, very, very low population server, and I can't sell my stuff. So, you know, where I would be making the money back for from, you know, the crafting, I can't. You would think that BioWare would have, you know, looked at the World of Warcraft auction house, which is a fantastic system. God knows it was a horrendous system when it first started back in, what was it, 2004 or whatever? Was it 2004 or 2005? I can never remember. But it has evolved in that time, and Blizzard has learned. Blizzard is the maker of World of Warcraft. They have learned what changes needed to be done to the auction house. You would think that the makers of the BioWare and the designers, the game developers of Star Wars: The Old Republic would have looked at the successful changes that Blizzard had made in their auction house and implemented those things in the Galactic Trade Network. As it stands, it is not as bad as the Final Fantasy XIV trading system, which is like abysmal, or was at least when it first came out. But it is bad. It is bad, 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 bad. And a lot of people choose not to use it even because they don't want to deal with the searching and all that other drama. So while I at first loved the crafting, it is becoming a huge frustration for me because it means I am constantly broke. So that's sort of a positive and a negative on the crafting. I adore having companions. You get companions, you know, when around level 10, you get companions that you can choose to have, but I think by the end you have 3, but you get a companion who helps you with your crafting and who helps you with, you can use them in combat as well. If they're not out crafting, they can use your combat. And something that I love that the companions can do is go off and sell all your great items in your bag. All the stuff that doesn't, it's not usable for anything, it's just stuff that you can sell back to the vendor for some cash. And you can send them out, and I think it takes like 90 seconds for them to go out and send that stuff. So if your bags are full when you're questing, which is like, you know, constantly frustrating in a lot of MMOs, you can go and get some extra room without sacrificing the money from your great items. This is a good thing, but it's a little thing. But it is a very good thing. Love the class quests, like I said. Absolutely love the class quests. I really, really, really love the gameplay graphics and the gameplay animations well. Yes, I do. For just about all the classes. I really, really like fighting with 2 lightsabers. It looks incredibly cool. And this is the only game that I have ever been able to really enjoy and get into melee combat with. I've played rogues, I've played warriors in World of Warcraft and leveled them all the way, and that's fine. But this is one I'm really enjoying. I've always enjoyed playing casters, you know, magic users, mages that cast fire spells and stuff, because in most other games, the monsters that you're fighting, mobs, can move behind you, and you will not successfully hit if you're not facing them. But Star Wars The Old Republic, SWTOR is what I call it for short, a lot of people call it TOR for The Old Republic, has this auto-targeting system where you automatically turn to face the mob that's nearest you when you hit a particular ability, like you want to do this particular lightsaber strike. So it makes it enjoyable for me to actually play melee. At least I think that is the difference. I really do. And the animations of dual lightsabering, so cool. So, it looks so awesome when I'm playing. I really do. You get your own ship, which is kind of like player housing. So around level 15, 16, 17, depending on your class and depending on what you've been doing, you get your own ship. And on this ship, your companions are hanging out. You get to fly space missions. So you basically play Space Invaders or the classic arcade game stuff. Pew, pew, pew with your ship and stuff. So it's a break from the regular type of gameplay that you have. And you have a bank on there, and it's sort of a ship that you travel back and forth. Kind of like if you've played Mass Effect 2, it's your ship there as well. This is becoming really long, I'm sorry. I have a lot to say about it. Around about this same time, you start visiting other planets in your class quest adventure. And on these other planets, there are your standard MMO sort of quests that don't have to do with your class quests. So all the classes do these quests. These quests are on all the other planets as well, but I didn't find them annoying until about level 17 or 18. When you do your class quests, when you receive a quest, it's basically goes into a cutscene, which means it goes into a little movie that you actually watch the quest giver tell you their drama, whatever thing they have a problem with, whatever's going on that you need to fix in your class quest, and you care because it's your class quest. It's about your character, and you want to choose your answer carefully, and you because it'll change the course of events. These same cutscenes happen for every little go kill 10 of these brown bears over here that have nothing to do with your class quest. And I find it incredibly difficult to stay engaged enough to care what my character sort of answers in detail in these non-class quests. Just, they bore me totally after a while. I feel it's a totally unnecessary thing to be doing, to create a cutscene from all these class quests. I think for those quests, you could just have a reading sort of thing going on. Because they get incredibly repetitive. Really, really, really repetitive as you go along. I think what this drives me to conclude is a possibility of two different things. One is a possibility that, by the way, I'm not covering grouping at all. I have not grouped, not once in Star Wars The Old Republic. Not once. I am antisocial. I don't particularly enjoy grouping. So this is possibility one, that I am just over MMOs, that what I really want to be playing is a single player game. And do my socializing in outside chats, basically. Because I did not participate in group play. I did play PvP, which I really enjoy, and makes me think maybe I'm not over MMOs. And the other thing that I really enjoy in World of Warcraft, where I still don't group very often, but sometimes, is that I enjoy having the possibility of selling my items and there being an economic an economy, a thriving economy on the planet, something that you would not be able to have with a single player game. I also really enjoy seeing all the other people. While I don't like it's kind of like life. While I don't like going out there and socializing myself, I love people watching in a cafe. So I like knowing in an MMO that people are around, and I like watching them and whatnot. And I like knowing that I could at any point join a group should I, have some sort of strange urge to go to a party, and so it leads me to conclude that maybe I'm not over MMOs, but I'm over this one. And that is my conclusion. Because I really feel that they have failed in the MMO aspects of this game. They've done a spectacular job with the single player storyline. And part of me really wants to sort of play out my Sith warrior to see the end of her storyline. But they've made the quests that don't have to do with your storyline incredibly repetitive and tedious, and I would rather just level without them. I wonder if it's possible for me to do that. I don't know how many space missions I could fly, So what I have, I signed up for a 3-month subscription at the end of my free first month. And I've decided that if I finish leveling by then I finish leveling by then. But I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to do it, that's for sure, because I just feel like they really have made a single player game and then they've tried to make it into an MMO. I wish they had just done the class quests and just screwed the other stupid quests along the way, because they should have made them much more optional for leveling, because I find them tedious. This is a single player game, because grouping with someone else would be difficult, and I've heard other people say that, because you can't, everybody has their own story, and playing with them, it sort of detracts from your immersion into your own story. You should be really driven, if you were really role-playing, you should be really driven to go around and finish your class quests, You shouldn't be, stopping to kill 10 bears or 10 snakes or whatever the hell. Because you should be driven to do, or help someone else do their class quests. There's no looking for group system. They say there is, but in reality, there's not. My verdict is that it's something they should have kept a single player game, and it fails as an MMO. For me, that's my opinion. And if I finish my Sith Warrior storyline before March 6th, then that's all good. However, on March 6th, Mass Effect 3 comes out, and there's no way I would choose to play Star Wars over Mass Effect 3 if it is everything I hope it to be, or even if it's 70% of what I hope it to be. So I'm really looking forward to March 6th. Bring on Mass Effect 3. I only really ever have time to game on the weekends, but might have to make an exception for Mass Effect 3. So really excited. So that's my long rambling thoughts on Star Wars: The Old Republic. Really kind of getting sick of having great expectations and great first impressions of a game only to be disappointed. Because I do like gaming as an escape on weekends. I really, really do. I also find it challenging. I like the stories, all that sort of stuff. And it's a pastime that I really enjoy. And I'm sick of being really excited about games and then finding that they don't sort of stretch on. I was sort of disappointed with Final Fantasy really early, but Ion I lasted for a bit in. I don't know. Rift I lasted for a bit in. But, and I know my husband has the same issues as I do. For Star Wars, he also feels that, and I agree with him. Oh, this is another thing. I have more to say. In Star Wars, I have no other class that I want to play. I tried making a Jedi Consular, and I looked at the talent trees, and there's none of them I want to play. Where is my mage? Where's the mage? There is one on, well, with cool spells. Like, there are no cool spells for the Jedi Consular, for their damage, in my opinion. The Sith Inquisitor, that's what they're called, Sith Inquisitor, but Sith Sorcerer is the spellcasting one. I found the spell play incredibly tedious, and there is no difficulty in this game. Like when BioWare sent me a questionnaire, asked me why I would not renew my subscription after 3 months. A lot of the options were like, the gameplay's too difficult. I'm like, are you kidding me? It is like the easiest game on the planet. I don't even remember the last time dying. I'm not even sure I've died on my Sith Warrior. It's ridiculously easy. I need more of a challenge, seriously, and not a challenge where I have to kill. There are these bonus missions and these crappy little side quests that you have to do. And you know, one of them is like, bonus mission, kill 40 infiltrators of this plant. 40? Oh my God, how boring is that? 40 of these guys? I'd rather have like 3 really tough ones than killing 40 the exact same way for an hour, or however long it takes. So that's my rant about Star Wars: The Old Republic. Wanted to love it, loved it for the first 10 levels, and I'm just kind of over it already, and it's not even been out. Let's see, December 20th, January 20th, February 20th, 2.5 months. Oh. Okay, sorry BioWare, I really wanted to love it. I really did. You tried, but it's not doing it for me. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave comments, like if you like, visit our Tumblr website, snappostvlog.com, or send us an email at snappostvlog@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Bye.